Hello everyone, how are you? This is JR from jrc Visa and Immigration Services. So we are here now to answer some of the basic questions that are popping up on some social media and foreigner group chats. So for us to give some enlightenment for those questions that are frequently asked by those foreigners, hoping that this will be an initial one to guide you for you to be doing the right way of doing your immigration and visa needs. To start with, how long will it take for you to be a considered overstaying alien? Okay, for you to be an overstaying alien as classified by the Bureau of Immigration, if you missed a single day for you to extend your visa on the valid authorized stay, then you are considered as an overstaying alien. Most commonly, there are three situations, basic situations in which a certain foreigner or an alien have missed to extend their allowable stay for more than 6 months, more than 1 year, or more than 36 months or 24 months, which is the maximum allowable stay of a certain foreigner here in the Philippines as a tourist or on tourist visa. Next common question that we would like to enlighten you is going like this. Does an ACR card on tourist or temporary visitor can help you open a bank account? Okay, this is a very common question being asked by foreigners on tourist visa. By classification, a tourist visa is a temporary visitor in the Philippines. Way back 5 years ago, banks will allow to open you a bank account using your tourist visa ACR card. But now, with the mandate of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, banks are required to do their profiling on their foreign clients, and they are mandated to require their foreign clients to submit or to show an ACR card with a permanent residency status. So with that, the tourist visa ACR card will not be acceptable as of the moment. In some other cases regarding the ACR card, there are times that the ACR card on tourists might be accepted at the discretion of the bank or the bank manager for them to open a bank account. So basically, the bank have further justification on why they receive the ACR card on tourist visa for a foreign or an alien to open a bank account for now. Alright, so next question on the list. Does an ACR card on tourist visa can help you apply for a driver's license? Well, this is another very tricky and very general question to ask. Normally, a foreigner can apply for a local or Philippine driver's license in two ways. Applying it from scratch, from student permit down to a professional or a non-professional driver's license. Or there's also one that we call is conversion, meaning they will have their driver's license from their country of origin. So based on our experience here in Cebu, there is an LTO office here that will allow an ACR card on tourists, provided that they will have the English translated version of their driver's license from their country of origin, and at the same time, they have at least 6 months validity on their tourist visa. So that might be on a case-to-case basis but we are speaking of based on our experience here in Cebu. So let us explore, and for those foreigners that would like to get the local driver's license, please do let us know. Alright, so we are going to our next question. What will you do if you have overstayed? Okay, there are two things that you need to do. Number one, if you have still overstayed for a month or 6 months or over a year but not overstayed for more than 36 months or the allowable stay, if you have overstayed, then all you need to do is, for the 6 months, for example, all you need to do is to update your visa. But that couples with a documentary requirement or the paperwork, which is what we call a motion for reconsideration. And that is one of the major paperwork that you need to do. If you overstayed for some reason, valid reason, for more than 12 months, that will be filed in the Bureau of Immigration in Manila office. On the other hand, what is mostly commonly happening right now because of the pandemic, there are aliens or foreigners who have overstayed more than 36 months, which is their allowable stay. So their option really is, there are two that is on the bag or on the table right now. It's either they will leave the country or they will apply for an appropriate visa. But before they can do that, they need again to file the motion for reconsideration and attach paperwork for that in the Bureau of Immigration in Manila office. What is a motion for reconsideration? A motion for reconsideration is a mere request for the Bureau of Immigration to grant your extension or request for you to be extended in a certain number of months, for you to have the extension from your last validity up to the present in which you will be allowed to stay. So we have another question that will need to be addressed on. So what are the expected costs if you overstayed? So we will be taking a look at what is the current situation right now because of this pandemic, because some of the foreigners who have come to the Philippines have fully maximized the benefit of the 36 months allowable stay. And once you overstayed for the maximum allowable stay, you will be required to file it in a Bureau of Immigration in Manila with a motion for reconsideration. Without the cost of you going there and to file the motion, at least you will have a $500 that will be on arrears, which will compromise what we call IARC. So IARC stands for the Immigration Arrears Release Certificate, plus there will be a corresponding express fee, plus your current or your actual extension or updating of your valid stay from the last valid visa until your approved allowable stay in the country. All right, so we have gone a little bit far of our discussions for today. So there is another question in which I have observed it's one of the common question. So why do you need a return ticket in coming to the Philippines? So a return ticket would most probably be required for foreigners before COVID, and this time for you to obtain prior your entry or allowed entry to the Philippines, because most likely this will be applicable for foreigners coming in the country on tourist visa. So by definition, a tourist visa is a temporary visitor of the country. That is why they need to figure out, or they need to establish upon arrival in any port of entry, either airport or a seaport, to provide the immigration officers for their return ticket, and at the same time their book hotel that they can stay while on his or her plan to stay in the country. All right, so here's another one. What is an ECC or exit clearance, and when do you need it? An ECC or an immigration clearance certificate will be needed for those foreigners on tourist visa who have stayed more than 6 months in the country. So before leaving the Philippines, upon your port of departure, your immigration officer will be requiring you to present the ECC. On the other hand, for those foreigners who have been granted with a permanent visa, like working visa, 13A visa, to name a few, once you downgraded from the permanent visa to the tourist visa, you will also be required to present an ECC prior to your departure because you have been downgraded from your permanent visa back to the tourist visa. All right, so we are going now to permanent visa, to name a few. So here's the question. Can I apply for the Srrv, retirement visa, abroad? So, okay. The basic answer for this one is no. Because one of the reason is the retirement visa, upon application of this particular visa, you need to submit your physical passport with the retirement office. And during the application process, they need to have that one submitted to the Bureau of Immigration as well. So with a valid entry in the Philippines. So it will not work if you're still outside of the country and you send your passport here to file and process for the retirement visa. But I know there are foreigners right now who are waiting for this retirement visa. Hang on, because they are just sorting out, or the board or the office of the retirement office is just sorting out the proper guidelines on which the retirement visa will be opening soon. Hopefully, and soon it will happen. All right, so next question on the road is, can I apply for a Philippine citizenship if I'm already a permanent visa holder? For foreigners, as of the moment, the Philippine Constitution have not offered yet, or the Philippine government had not offered yet any Philippine citizenship for foreign nationals. For the reason is the Philippines has enough people to cultivate the country. And there are cases that it will be entertained or will be open probably, but it will go through the approval of Congress. So as of the moment, the Philippine citizenship is not really available for now for foreigners who are intent to get the Filipino citizenship. All right, so we have been discussing some of the basic questions that we receive from our inquiries of through email and through our official JRC Visa and Immigration Services Facebook page. So there's an intriguing question offhand. Can I buy a landed property in the Philippines? For foreigner, they are not, by constitution, they are not allowed to own a landed property in the Philippines. And I think that's self-explanatory, but they have ways to own property, and we have clients who are actually trying to explore the possibilities. Like once they have a really trusted Filipino and they actually make some agreement on it, then they can own the property, but that the land registration is under the name of the Filipino citizen. Don't get me wrong, that is a agreement between the two of them. And also there are foreigners who intend to form a corporation which actually have a judicial entity, separate judicial entity, that will be allowed by Constitution of the Philippines to own a landed property in which the foreigner at a certain industry or business that they're going in will be allowed to own at least 40% of the corporation. And based on our experience, there are also cases like on a special industry like BPO or other industry like foreign investments, they can actually own more than 40%. But that will be on a further discussion or further study for it to be implemented and to be done properly. So guys, and to my future viewers, thank you for taking time to go over our videos. We are basically encountering the 10 basic questions. And I know that there are still a lot of questions to be verified, and our channel will be doing our best to give you the best possible options or answers to your questions or queries, so that we can actually guide you on your stay here in the Philippines. That is the one that we have in mind since this agency has been established. So if you have some questions that you need some answers, then we will be discussing that on our next video. And don't forget to leave a comment in our channel below. And please don't forget also to subscribe so that we'll be keeping you updated on what are the recent advisories from the Bureau of Immigration, from the Retirement Office, and what are the basic needs of our foreign clients who are intending to stay and for those who have stayed here in the Philippines. So adios, mi amigo, and have a great day. Be safe and see you in our next video.